The Bengals rally falls short. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien with allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And the Bengals had a chance to move into first place in the AFC North, but it slipped through their fingers on Sunday night here at Paul Brown Stadium because they lost to the 49ers in overtime 26-23 in what was a really dull and honestly sloppy, boring game for three quarters. But then it became an overtime thriller, and that's exactly what I wrote at allbengals.com. Plenty there for you to consume about this game, but let's be honest here. It was the Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase show that brought this team back. After all the struggles they had, the Darius Phillips fumbled punts, and everything in between, and I'm going to get to all of it, the Bengals had a chance because number 9 and number 1 made big plays. Now, of course, Tyler Boyd had a couple big catches. T. Higgins had a couple big catches. But it was the Burrow to Jamar Chase show. And actually, I'm going to move the camera to show you. Back here is where that touchdown, right there, is where the touchdown was that tied the game as Jamar Chase has a rookie record now, Bengals rookie record, 10 touchdowns on the season. And, yeah, he has his flaws. There's no doubt about it, right? He had to drop to begin the game and has struggled to get deep downfield. Well, that changed, and it changed at the perfect time. And the Bengals were this close to pulling it off. They were down 20-6, rallied to take a 23-20 lead, and the defense couldn't finish the job without Trey Hendrickson, and that's certainly a big part of it. The other part is George Kittle is really good. And that's my biggest takeaway, ladies and gentlemen, from this game is this offense seems to be able to do it sometimes, right, where they're really explosive and they score on back-to-back-to-back possessions if they need to, and they scored on 3 of their final 4 possessions tonight, obviously settling for the field goal in overtime. But what's the issue here? Yeah, we know the offensive line isn't great, but a team with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow, well, guess what? They should probably score more than 22 last week, or tonight 23. And a big part of that has to do with self-inflicted wounds. And don't worry, I'm going to get to Zac Taylor's play calling in a bit because I understand the frustration. But the self-inflicted stuff just continues. Joe Burrow didn't throw an interception. He didn't fumble today. Jamar Chase didn't fumble today. None of that. But it was 2 fumbles from Darius Phillips, 2 muffed punts that led to 10 points for the 49ers in the first half. That completely changed the game. Honestly, the Bengals defense played well in the first half, and they did their job in the first half. In fact, they held the 49ers after both muffed punts to field goal attempts. But, and here again, a self-inflicted wound is Von Bell gets called for a taunting penalty, and I get it. The taunting rule is dumb. He also pointed his finger in someone's face. It was Alex Mack's face, the 49ers starting center, which dumb that it's a penalty. I agree with you because I can see you yelling at me. I can feel it right now as I record this. At the same time, it extended the 49ers drive. They scored, and they took a 17-6 halftime lead. And so then you're thinking offense. It's time for the offense to pick up. It's 17-6. The Bengals get the kickoff to start the third quarter, and that makes a lot of sense. They're still in the game. It's a 2-possession game. Yeah, you know, they shouldn't have given up that touchdown there, but they're still in it. 3 straight runs to start that second half on their first possession, and that's the part that is ridiculous and the part of the play calling that I think deserves the most criticism. You come out of halftime down 2 scores, knowing that you're going up against Kyle Shanahan in a 49ers offense that is multiple. No, right? They can run the ball. They can throw it to George Kittle. They can run it and throw it to Deebo Samuel. They can get that play action working. You're shorthanded without Logan Wilson. Trey Hendrickson has a back injury and has been ruled out, and we knew it by then. You got to put the ball in number 9's hands. You got to find a way to get the ball to your playmakers. And when they finally did that, they scored. And it took too long to do that. And, you know, that was such an important drive for the Bengals to try to see some momentum because there was over 50,000 people here, ladies and gentlemen, and the crowd was pretty dead to start the third quarter. And it's not their fault. There wasn't anything to cheer for. It was 17-6. Get the ball to your playmaker. So that's the first one. The second one, and I'm going to use the camera. I'm going to throw the camera over here. It was on the other side of the field. Way down there, the Bengals get it to the 26-yard line. And they have a shot in overtime to clinch it, to cinch it, to end it with a touchdown, and you take the ball out of number 9's hands, you run the ball. And Zac Taylor after the game said that the 49ers were daring the Bengals to run the ball. And I understand that. I get it. You're playing the too high. Okay. There isn't something in the playbook that isn't just a designed run that can get the ball, a screen to Jamar Chase, a slant to Tyler Boyd, a screen to one of them, to get one of them in space to make a play. Or maybe if they break a tackle, it's even, it goes from a 6-yard gain to a 12-yard gain. Where's that play? That's the play then if they're running a lot of too high. And they get the ball to the 26-yard line, and, their drive falls flat. And we asked Joe Burrow about it, Jamar Chase about it. They didn't say much. but this team is clearly frustrated, and they missed out on a huge chance to take the lead in the AFC North. They would have moved to 8-5 on the season, and it's their start. It's their start, and it's their offense. If this team, and I've said it all damn year, and I'm going to say it again right now, 30 points is the magical number. Okay, 30. If you get to 30, you're going to have a chance. If you don't, in today's NFL, with the way things go, very rarely are you going to be able to hold teams to 18 points or 20 points. It's hard. Jimmy freaking Garoppolo just dropped 26, okay? That's just it. And it's not like he was outstanding today. The Bengals defense got after him. They hit him. They sacked him a bunch, even with Hendrickson out. And by the way, just to update you, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN reporting no structural damage. The early indications, at least, are no structural damage for Trey Hendrickson. He does have a back injury, so we'll see. We'll keep you up to date throughout the week on that. I know Riley Reif tweaked his ankle towards the end, so we will see about those guys. But, yeah, it just feels like a missed opportunity. And I bet when Zac Taylor goes back and watches, he took a lot of blame last week after the loss. I bet when he goes back and watches this game, he's going to feel the same way. Because it felt like the Bengals should have been able to move the ball up and down the field on this 49er secondary. Josh Norman was their number one corner. That Josh Norman. I talked about it pregame if you watched our pregame video. Josh Norman. And so they should have been able to move the ball up and down the field. By the time they figured it out and did, well, it was almost enough, but it was too little, too late. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because win, lose, or draw, we are here for you. And by the way, shout out to a loyal watcher, my guy Michael. I met you at Tin Roof downtown Cincinnati. Happy birthday, my man. He was like, man, I watch you on Cincinnati Bengals Talk and catch you on Locked On Bengals. And a reminder, because I love it. If you see me out and about, always say hi because I love talking to all the Bengals fans out there that support this channel. So unfortunately, we're not talking about a first-place team. We're talking about a 7-6 team. We're talking about a team that has lost back-to-back games and is now desperate going into Week 15 against the Denver Broncos. We're going to have you covered, though, as I say all the time, win, lose, or draw. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. And for our editor, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien signing off where, again, the final score, 49ers 26, Bengals 23 in overtime here at Paul Brown Stadium.